Right, I'm on Howie today, this morning, and although it's still bright, sunny and dry, there's quite a strong wind, certainly a lot breezier than it has been. So the horses notice changes in temperature and wind, and as we all know, it can affect their performance. However, hopefully by the time they've got to Howie's level, they're used to riding in all weathers. So, because we do ride in all weathers, in view of how popular Bella's virtual training clips seem to be, which is lovely, I'm not going to do necessarily the same on Howie, but I thought it'd be nice to have a virtual ride on him, because we haven't done so many clips of him compared with some of the others that I've worked with, and I know I'm going to have a lovely ride on him, and I thought it would be nice to share that with all of you. He's always been a very honourable horse, and so there were no real problems except greenness, which normally it's far quicker to produce a green horse, an open book, than it is to get over difficulties, say, like Bella currently has. It's usually far quicker because they're blank sheets of paper and it's just inputting. And, well, although it's very rewarding to help a horse overcome various things, there's nothing I think more rewarding than to work with green horses. I really do love it. But Howie's no longer green. I'll bend down here. This bridle path needs a bit of trim. So I thought we'll go up to the forest today. Howie just has the loveliest walk. He's also fairly fit, because normally we would trot all the way up here, but it's easy to talk when you're walking and when you're trotting. But yeah, he's fairly fit. We've been covering a lot of miles on Howie in the last 6 weeks. I think I've been riding him for about 6 weeks now, I think, something like that. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Right. Well, Howie said I'm quite happy to stand here for however long we need to stand here. Yeah, Howie's got just a wonderful attitude to life. He's always happy. He's such a happy horse, happy in his work, happy with life, loves people. Yeah, so good to do anything with on the ground. It's really polite. You know, now that he's more mature, he's kind of, you know, all the time really, he's with you, you know, he's absolutely with you. He's not somewhere else thinking of how, you know, how insecure he is, etc., etc. He's just with you. And it makes such a difference. In fact, Zara, she may have ridden him in when she first came, but she only rode him, she hasn't really ridden him at all, but last week she rode him for the first time, and she just commented on, you know, she said he's there now, and she said interestingly she only had to think what she wanted, and he appeared to read her mind, which was quite spooky for her. and I think something she hasn't come across really before. But the reason, I was explaining to her, the reason that horses can read your mind, in the sense they do know what you're thinking and they pick up on your energy always, but once they really tune into you like Howie, they do really read your mind. So you can, there is, I think there's actually a book called Riding with Your Mind by Lucy Rees, if I remember correctly. I think I remember reading it about 20 years ago, so it's not a modern book, although you can still get a copy, where she discusses riding. That's her whole philosophy, and it would be ours too, riding with your mind. And so it's not just the physical aids, it's the thoughts, and the horses like Howie will pick up on your thoughts in a positive way, and respond, in a positive way, because that's a big part of working closely with the horse. Now we're going to do some trotting, so off we go. And Howie just has this lovely rhythm which he can keep up for miles. He can trot, cover the ground more, cover the ground less. He's got this very, very steady trot, or he can, he can push it out a bit more. He's absolutely to the leg. We're big on riding with the leg. The leg always needs to be there, because even if the horse is much older, they always like to value that support of having the leg round them. And obviously a horse that's sharp to the leg, you haven't got so many options, because they're always like ahead of you. So it's just a long trot now. He's a good tough horse, Howie. He's never sick or sorry, and it's like everything works, and he's just got such a great pair of feet and a great pair of legs, loads of bone. I think we've got a car behind us. Boy. Right. I don't like to, I like them to stop after the car's gone by, because what happens is the horses get clever, and as soon as the car passes, they sort of set off themselves. But if there's a stream of cars, then that's not so good. It's a lovely long uphill trot to the forest. You soon get fit doing this. I suppose we do too. But, I might do this ride 3 or 4 times a day. And at the end of the day, you certainly sleep well. I'm out like a light. And Harry says, "Oh, can we walk, please?" Well, I will let him walk, because it's the end of the week and he's had a busy week. And the good thing about a horse, once they're established, you can walk on the buckle and they should still keep straight. As I say, Howie does like to... He's a very nosy horse. Now he's at the stage where he knows it's work, and he's just sort of like saying, well, let's just stand here for a little minute and have a break. And actually, because when they're young and green and a bit unsettled, you know, they don't like standing. I mean, you can only got to see Bella's videos to realise how worried she is about standing. Actually, I don't like to discourage them. I'll just trot on again because there's a car coming. I mean, there's standing to have a little rest, and then there's planting, and the two are very different. You know, planting meaning I don't want to go forward. It's very different from standing to have a little rest. But Howie's quite forward-thinking. It's not in his repertoire. We've had him from the beginning. So yeah, he doesn't plant. He always goes. And he's trotting on happily, but he'd be equally happy to walk. Okay, we'll walk. He says, oh, let's stop. And it's just so wonderful when you've got a horse that'll just stop. Yeah, so he's having a little look. So he says, oh, let's have a look around. And his eye, I don't know if the camera will catch it, but his eye is just so much like more knowing and softer. He's lost that very baby, like foal look. I mean, he had the eyes of a foal really, and he was 6 years old. So we notice the subtle change in horses' expression, chiefly the eyes, especially the eyes. And we notice those changes as their training develops. And we work more closely with them. Their expression and their eyes do change.